In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at my brand new custom set. With over 1,200 pieces and upwards of 10 minifigures, this one is going to be amazing. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy as we take a look at Green Goblin's Apartment Scare, based on Spider-Man No Way Home. Hey everyone, it's Buzz here, and happy Friday. And since it's Friday, that means we can take a look at one of my brand new custom sets based on Spider-Man No Way Home. And I'm really excited for today's video, as it's the last of the really big sets based on the movie, and then we're going to move into two smaller sets, and I'm really excited for you to see that. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's set, being set 75998, containing 1,257 pieces, being Green Goblin's Apartment Scare. This set was originally set to come out in December 2021, but I ended up replacing it with the Bridge Battle set. You guys have waited long enough, so now let's jump right in to the minifigures. For our first minifigure, we of course have the integrated suit. The integrated suit has such an amazing design, and it's a shame we'll only see Peter use it for this movie. For this minifigure, I decided to improve the LEGO version by adding arm printing, and I also completely updated the legs. And to stay consistent with my Bosco suit, I also updated the hands to red. The integrated suit also comes with an alternative head for Peter Parker, which is pretty battle damaged. The integrated suit has to be my favourite suit in the movie, as it's just a mix of everything that came before. Next up, we have everyone's favourite InfoWars parody, we have Jonah Jameson. This version of Jameson certainly had a bigger impact on the story than the one in the Raimi movies, pushing for the arrest of Spider-Man. This version of Jameson features a hat and is in a trench coat. He also comes with an updated version of the face print featured in the LEGO Daily Bugle set. In this universe, Jameson doesn't have a talented Peter Parker to take his photos for him, so this figure had to come with a camera. And for the lens, I used one of those jewel pieces from the Sanctum Workshop set, and I think it works really well. Let me know what you think of this figure in the comments below. For the last figure of this section, we have a really good lawyer, being Murdock. Matt appearing in the movie was rumoured for quite a while, but seeing him show up so early was really fantastic. The character is a fan favourite, and bringing back Charlie Cox to play the role again was a really great decision by Marvel. For this figure, to recreate Matt's receding hairline, I gave him the Emma hairpiece in dark brown. Matt has a brand new face print featuring his iconic glasses. Matt also has a brand new torso print, and also uses the Harry Potter series 2 legs in light grey. There was no real great place to stick Matt in this series, so the only apartment set kind of made sense for him. Anyways, I'm super proud of this design, but I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. And now let's move on to part 1 of the build. The first part of the build, we just have 2 lampposts, which is actually a reference to the modular building series. I decided to include them as it just felt like a neat reference to another series. Now moving on to the front of the building, we have the revolving doors. Those are really fun to design. We also have a fire hydrant and a trash can. There's also some plant life. Now moving on to the left hand side of the building, we have where Goblin destroyed his helmet. We have a cute little rat, maybe continuing the Green Goblin's legacy, and we also have some graffiti on the wall that features references to Rogers the Musical, the end credits song, and also Electro. Moving on to the right hand side of the building, we have the end of the fire escape. There's also a bunch of neat references here, especially to Hawkeye being Thanos was right, a heart with an arrow in it saying Kate, some spooky Green Goblin art, and also a poster advertising the Statue of Liberty. Moving on into the interior, we have Murdock presumably waiting for Peter Parker in the lobby. There's also a bunch of posters, one of them being the Mysterio poster carried over from my Bridge Battle set and my Electro Battle set. And the final part of this chapter, we of course have the Daily Bugle newspaper, Spider Maniac's Web of Destruction. And for the first figure of chapter 2, we have Aunt May. Now, not going into spoilers, Aunt May had a great role in this movie. Her pushing Peter to save the villains was actually a really great part of the movie, and it was one of my favourite scenes. May's accessory is the failed anti-serum for the Goblin. May comes in all blue and uses the Elizabeth Swan hair in dark brown. She has a brand new torso print and also a brand new face print. I still don't think she's my favourite Aunt May we've seen on screen, but she's really good. Next up, we have Harold Happy Hogan. LEGO really screwed the pooch on the first version of Happy, and I'm really happy to remake him in this video. This figure has a brand new torso print and also a brand new head print. The figure features the Peter Venkman hair in black, and it's honestly really perfect for his hairstyle. Happy is a character I'd love to see appear in the MCU again, but if this is his last appearance, I think it's a really good one. Next up, we've got Electro. Now, if you've seen my Electro Showdown video, you've already seen this figure, so I'm just going to do a quick run through for those who haven't. This figure features a brand new torso print, double molded arms, the head print from my Liberty battle set, and also the Harry Potter Series 2 legs in dark tan. The figure features some lightning bolts and also the Finn hair in black. Electro is my second favourite villain in the movie, mainly because of that outstanding performance by Jamie Foxx. On to my least favourite villain in the movie, we have Sandman. I hate Sandman, if you didn't know that. Sandman is just the worst. He's sandy and I don't like sand. Anyways, this figure uses the Dementor leg piece in dark tan, has arm printing on both arms, a brand new torso print and also a brand new head print, and also uses the Finn hair in dark tan. Now let's hop into the rest of the build, starting off with the Feast Truck. The Feast Truck is actually a rather simplistic design, but features some pretty neat prints, such as the graffiti on the side of the vehicle, the back door, and on the side of the van. There's also plenty of space to fit a minifig sized lizard right inside, that we're going to take a look at in just a little bit. Now moving on up into Happy's deluxe apartment, we have a security door, May's bag hanging from a railing, and a large security camera. If you somehow haven't noticed by now, we also have a miniaturized Lego Death Star, which Electro is seemingly tinkering with. The print was designed on a BB-8 bauble piece, and I'm really proud of how it came out. But what do you think? There's also a lever on the back wall that allows you to punch out the window, like Electro's shooting it out with lightning. Moving on into the kitchen, we have Sandman chilling on a chair. We also have a cheeseburger because, well, Tony used to eat cheeseburgers. Also mounted to the wall is a TV playing the Daily Bugle's daily news show. Dinosaurs in New York City? A conspiracy! This is of course a reference to the "Was that a dinosaur?" line from the trailers, which was ultimately cut from the movie. Now moving on to the real MVP themselves, we have Dummy. Although Dummy was in the movie for like 2 seconds, I knew people would complain if I didn't put Dummy in the set. So here we are. Dummy comes with a pen, and yeah, that's basically it. Dummy has a pen. I mean, maybe it can write, I don't know. For the final part of this chapter, we have a big screen presenting Jonah Jameson. Y'all know what scene this is from, and it was really heartbreaking. But honestly, it was one of the best shot scenes in the entire movie. Anyways, above the screen there's 2 street lights, and yeah, that's about it for this chapter. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the final chapter, Chapter 3. For the first figure of Chapter 3, we have Peter Parker in the pajamas given to him by Tony Stark. I know, a homecoming figure in a No Way Home set? Makes no sense, right? Well, the shirt did actually make an appearance in the movie, during the first 5 minutes. So I said, why not? Anyways, this minifigure has a brand new torso print, and a brand new leg print. The figure also features a pair of bunny pajamas, replacing the Hello Kitty pajamas featured on the actual character. And finally, the figure also features the CMF Zombie Hunter Spider head. We also have the lizard who was featured in my Sanctum Sanctorum set. This figure uses a base of lime green and comes with a brand new tail attachment piece. And finally, Lizard also features a pair of extended gremlin legs. Lizard had a pretty good role in the movie and I wouldn't have asked for any more. But what did you think of his character? And finally, moving on to the last figure of the set, we have Norman Osborn. Just a sweet old man. Nothing goblin-y. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry about that. Anyways, this minifigure comes with the hood piece in purple, and also comes with a donut for good measure. Norman also uses some arm printing and has a brand new torso print. He reuses the same head featured in other sets. But now, Norman's on sabbatical, honey. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Green Goblin. Swapping out the donut and the hood, we now have a Green Goblin figure. I think this would honestly be a really great play feature for kids, and I'm really proud of how this came out. Goblin also has his alternate facial expression where he's definitely more scary. Willem Dafoe played the character with excellence in this scene, and honestly, going back to the cinema just to see this bit was absolutely phenomenal. Moving on back to the build, we have Peter Parker's bedroom? Honestly, it's more like a closet with a sleeping bag. Peter is holding one of his denied college applications in his hand. There's also some boxes in the room that says Pete stuff on it. And finally, my favourite part of the set, we have Peter's closet, I guess, which contains 2 shirts from the iconic Spider-Man trilogy. Inspired by the Queer Eye set having extra torsos, this set comes with 2 extra torsos, being Peter's Midtown hoodie and his "the physics is theoretical but the fun is real" shirt. The great thing about these pieces is that you can mix and match them to create a bunch of different Peter Parker outfits. Now, moving on into the final room, we have the Stark Fabricator, being operated on by Norman Osborn. As you can see, the anti-serum for Goblin is plugged into the left hand side of the machine, and on the far side there's a box with Stark Industries logo on it with a phone just right above it. Play function that allows the wall of the fabricator room to be destroyed, and allows Goblin to take flight. The set also contains an arc reactor which is hooked up to the fabricator. I never got a chance to render it, so here's just the decal. Finally, moving on up to the roof, we have Spider-Man versus the Green Goblin. Goblin of course comes on his glider, which has built-in stud shooters, and Spider-Man comes with an extra web piece. And finally, the roof consists of some vents, the water tower, radio tower, and a police communications comm. And that just about wraps it up for the build. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the final product. Before we get into the final product, I just need to ask you guys to please consider subscribing to the channel. These videos take weeks to make, especially this one, and I could really use your like and a sub. Thank you guys, and now enjoy. And here we have the final product, set 75998, Green Goblin's Apartment Scare. And here we have the box art. And finally, here we have what you guys know I like to call the Lego Shop at Home image. And here we have concept art versus final product. Now let's take one last final look at all of the minifigures. And if you enjoyed today's video, I'm 100% certain you would enjoy some of my other content based on Spider-Man No Way Home, so feel free to check it out by checking out my channel. I'll see you all tomorrow for a brand new custom set based on Spider-Man No Way Home. I've been Buzz, and you, my friend, have been amazing. I'll see you all next time, and goodbye.